What if the part of your brain responsible for who you are just shut down? Not your legs, not your memory, but your personality, your filters, your empathy, your ability to decide what's right and what's dangerous. This is what happens when the frontal lobe is damaged. And the terrifying part? Most people don't even know it's happening. The frontal lobe is your control panel. It's the CEO of your brain, regulating behavior, emotion, problem solving, judgment, impulse control, and yes, your personality. It tells you when to speak, when to stop, when something's wrong, and when to walk away. It's the part of the brain that makes us socially human. Damage it, and everything changes. Frontal lobe damage can happen in an instant or over time. Here's how: traumatic brain injury, TBI, from falls, car accidents, sports, or military service. Repeated subconcussive hits, especially in football, boxing, or combat training. Stroke, tumors, dementia, and degenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And shockingly, domestic violence. Being hit in the head or strangled can starve the brain of oxygen and lead to damage no one sees until behavior starts to shift. Here's where it gets heartbreaking. Frontal lobe damage is often mistaken for laziness, mental illness, addiction, or bad behavior. Common signs: sudden personality changes, loss of empathy or emotional connection, impulsivity and poor judgment, explosive anger or flat affect, risky decisions, loss of motivation, apathy. You might hear someone say, they're just not the same anymore. But what they're really saying is, something happened to their brain. So, how do you know it's brain damage? Neuropsychological testing looks at executive function, decision making, and memory. MRI or CT scans can reveal structural damage. PET scans and EEGs can show activity patterns and blood flow issues, but often the real diagnosis comes from observation. Caregivers are the first to notice. He's more reckless. She's lost her spark. He doesn't care like he used to. If you've seen someone change after a fall, a car crash, a deployment, or abuse, don't ignore it. They're not broken, they're injured, and recognizing the damage is the first step to healing it. Because the scariest thing about frontal lobe damage is how invisible it is. But once we understand it, we can stop blaming and start helping. Yes, frontal lobe damage is real, but so is recovery. The brain can adapt, and people can come back to themselves, sometimes even stronger. Healing starts with understanding. Once you recognize the symptoms, you can build a support team. Neurologists, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and mental health care. But don't wait for a scan to prove it. Some damage is functional, not visible. Trust what you see. Trust your gut. Neuroplasticity is your friend. That's the brain's ability to rewire. Through structured routines, safe environments, cognitive rehab, and lots of repetition, progress happens. Support doesn't stop at treatment. It's also knowing when to step in gently and when to give space. It's laughter, patience, redirecting, and reminding them, you are not your injury. If you're a caregiver, you matter too. Your support is medicine, your calm is power, and your burnout is real. So get help, not just for them, but for you.